So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like this. And now that's there. So now I can do this. Hey y'all, Lahm here. I don't know about you, but I always hear this complaint about how things aren't original anymore. We have remakes and remasters, and everything is just not original anymore. And it's not a bad sentiment. I think it can be very annoying. Sometimes it sucks because you know exactly what you're going in to go see, and it's rough, and sometimes that can be very disheartening. So I did some research, and when we talk about Hollywood, one of the main names that comes up when we talk about the original movie maker is Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg made all of the movies shown here. If you haven't seen at least one of these movies in your lifetime, I'm sorry, this video just isn't for you. The thing about Steven Spielberg is if you take a closer look at his work, he's not as original as you think. Okay, so I will elaborate on that. So we're going to start with one of the classics that I feel like everyone knows the name of, Indiana Jones. We all know and love Indiana Jones. The first film was released in 1981 with Spielberg and George Lucas at the helm. It's something that I feel like is indisputably original. I even own a VHS copy of the first 3 movies. All of these movies have stood the test of time. There's the amazing practical effects, iconic moments, and a little bit of misrepresentation of native peoples. But these films are original. And even though people make similar movies, Spielberg would never, ever disrespect his own work and lazily just copy it. Now let's put this VHS set back on the shelf.
Now what the f*** is this?
The Goonies. The Goonies was released in 1985. It is a film that, quite frankly, is just Indiana Jones, but with the Stranger Things kids. The set design is similar. The booby traps.
You mean booby traps? That's what I said! Booby traps! Quiet!
There's even an Indiana Jones iconic hat grab moment in this movie, which stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
What? What are you doing? Get out! Go!
What's even funnier is that The Goonies started production just a year after the second Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom, and it had the almost exact same budget as Raiders of the Lost Ark. But here's the thing. Even though The Goonies was Spielberg just rehashing the Indiana Jones movies with kid actors, audiences loved this movie. I was at the beach not too long ago, and a 50-year-old man swimming in the ocean yelled, "Hey, you guys," to his family in the exact same way as Sloth. Overall, these movies were so impactful that Hollywood took note that younger audiences liked the whole adventure aesthetic. But how do you rehash The Goonies, which is a rehash of Indiana Jones, which, by the way, is a rehash of old pulp magazines that Spielberg and George Lucas used to read as kids? I know! DuckTales. Disney made DuckTales.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
The Goonies for the scaredy cat kids that couldn't take the heat. The original show ran for 4 seasons and even had a movie. Let's take a look at the art for the DuckTales theatrical film.
They didn't even change the font!
There's no denying that DuckTales capitalized off of the success of Indiana Jones and The Goonies. The original show was so successful that, guess what? Disney made a 3-season-long remake in 2017. And the weirdest part of all of this is that the remake is actually really good. The 3 main kids, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, take on their own personalities instead of being carbon copies of each other. There's an overarching mystery concerning who their mother is, who, by the way, is stuck on the moon. I think it's worth noting that the reveal that she was on the moon in that episode, they used the moon theme from the DuckTales video game, which came out in 1980s. And that's just a really cool touch, because I feel like a lot of people know this song, but don't know where it came from, and it's from a DuckTales video game. The cast is extremely talented and well-known. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Lin-Manuel Miranda, voices a side character on the show who's just consistently there, and I just can't get over it.
Enterprises under the best scientist in the city for free. Yes, it is an unpaid internship, but believe me, big things are happening.
Alright, so let's recap. The 2017 DuckTales show is a remake of the late 1980s DuckTales show, which is a TV series based off of the film The Goonies, which is a rehash of Indiana Jones, which was inspired by old pulp magazines. Now, can you claim that these are all bad because they aren't completely original? I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing to point out, because in a world in which we constantly complain about the oversaturation of media, art, as in movies, TV, music, they all build on each other, and if you're gonna get upset that movies and TV aren't, exactly original, just take a look back at the stuff you already like, and guess what? It's probably based, loosely or concretely, on something that already existed. And with that, I'm gonna end it.